Hello students. We are studying our first lesson. Okay, so in the last period we have studied layers of soil and uses of soil. Okay, so last part is remaining, last page. So let us see that soil can get destroyed in a short period due to flood, storms and human activities such as mining. Okay, so soil is important natural resources that we have studied, and it can be destroyed due to flood. So as we know that due to flood water, soil flow along with the water. Then due to storm also, soil get lifted from one place to another place due to heavy winds and due to human activities like mining. So mining means we dig out the earth crust and we get some important mineral like coal. Okay, so that is called as mining. Mining means digging out the ground or land to get some things like coal or various mineral like gold, diamond. Okay, that is called as mining. So due to this mining also soil get destroyed. That is why it is necessary to conserve soil and to prevent the erosion of soil. Okay, so there are many reasons due to which this destruction of soil take place. So it is necessary to conserve this soil, means to protect the soil, because it is very important for all living beings, and to prevent erosion of soil. Erosion means due to wind, water, due to ice, soil get transported from one place to another place. That is called as the erosion of soil. Okay, so erosion means removal or detachment of soil from one place to another place, means it wash away due to rain, water and ice. That is called as erosion of soil. Understood meaning of erosion? Erosion of soil means due to wind, water and ice, soil get transport from one place to another place. Okay, so for example, in the heavy rainfall, soil get eroded. Due to heavy winds also, soil get eroded from one place to another place. That is called as erosion of soil or erosion of land. Okay, the best remedy for this is to increase the green cover of the land. So to avoid this erosion of soil, we have to grow more and more plants. Okay, and roots of plants tightly hold the soil and they can avoid the soil erosion. Erosion of land is reduced if grass, trees and bushes are grown in it. So that is the one of the important way to prevent the soil erosion. So if we grow the grass, trees and bushes on the land, soil cannot get washed away due to water, wind or ice. Okay, then try this. So there is a small activity. We have to collect specimen, means samples of soils from various places, such as own yard, means from your around your house, or if there is a garden near house, then a garden, hills, river banks, fields and rocky ground. So we have to collect samples of soil from these various places. Note the difference in the specimen with respect to color, feel, texture and size of particle, and we have to notice the colors. For example, color of the soil at one place will be black, for example in the field, or it can be brown in color. Then feel, texture, it may be smooth, it may be hard, and size of particle. So sometimes the particles are very small in size, sometimes bigger particles are there. Okay, so like that activity is there. Then do you know, so here it is regarding the humus. So humus means dead plant and animals, they get decomposed by bacteria present in the soil, and it is converted into humus. Okay, and which is very important for plant growth. So humus is the layer formed on soil due to the decomposition of dead plant and animals by microbes. So when plant become dead or animals become dead, the microbes present in the soil they decompose their bodies of plant and animals and convert into a very fertile substance called as humus. Black tea powder like substance is there in the upper layer of the soil, which is nothing but the humus. Humus supplies nutrients to the soil, and then these nutrients are absorbed by plants. Okay, so growth of plants need these nutrients, just like our body. Plant also need nutrients, and these nutrients are supplied by soil from this humus. Humus is also important for aerating the soil. So aeration means air can what we can call it as a humus is also important for aerating, means soil can get circulated in the soil. Okay, air circulation of air is possible due to this humus, and for holding water in the soil. So water is also held due to this humus. The proportion of humus in the upper layer of good fertile soil is about 33% to 50%. Okay, and it is a continuous process. For example, you might have seen if you put the plant leaves or any plant part like flower in the soil, after 2 to 3 months the decomposition of that plant part take place, and it get converted into black powder like substance. Okay, so it is a decomposition of that plant, and it is converted into humus. Understood? So that is about the humus. And in the exam there will be a question, write a short note on humus. So you have to write all these points. Okay, so that is about the humus. Then use your brain power. What are the constituents of soil? Constituent means parts or components of soil. Classify them as biotic and abiotic. Biotic means living beings, and abiotic means non-living things. Okay, so in soil there are minerals are there. Okay, which are present in that rock. Then biotic means worms are there. Okay, for example earthworm, like that worms are there. Then small insects are there, bacteria are there. Okay, so all these are biotic. And abiotic means for example, as I have told, minerals are present in the soil, humus is present in the soil. Okay, so like that you have to write. Then last one, forest on land got buried underground due to the great upheavals that took place many years ago. Okay, so what is the meaning of upheaval? So upheaval means sudden change or disruption. Okay, so many years forest on the land get buried under the earth crust due to upheavals or sudden changes on the earth. After that, the process of formation of fossil fuels from the remainings of living things took place underground. So these forests get buried under the earth crust due to some sudden changes, and due to heat of the sun and due to the earth crust pressure, this forest get converted into fossil fuels like coal. Fossil fuels means substances which gives us energy, that we have studied. Okay, so diesel, petrol, then coal, these are the fossil fuels. So how does these fossil fuels are formed? Many years ago forest get buried under the earth crust, and this forest means plants, they get converted into coal. Okay, then we get fuels like petrol, diesel, kerosene, paraffin, and other useful mineral like tar and wax from the fossil fuels called as the crude oil. So animals which get buried under the earth crust due to the heat of the sun and due to the pressure of the earth crust, these animals get converted into diesel and petrol. Now we are getting diesel and petrol from crude oil, which is present under the earth crust. Understood? So how this crude oil has formed? Many years ago, animals get buried under the earth crust, and due to heat of the sun and due to the pressure of the earth crust, these animals get converted into crude oil. And nowadays days, after refining that crude oil, we are getting diesel and petrol, and plants get converted into coal. Okay, so like this, fossil fuels are formed due to plant and animals which get buried under the earth crust many years ago. Okay, then living things use land, water, air available on earth, and so does man. However, the portion of these resources that are actually put to use are very small as compared to the whole earth. So earth is very big, and we are using very small part of the earth for us. For example, land. So as you know that only 30% land is there and 70% is water. So we are using only 30% of the earth as a land. Then potable water or fresh water means which we can use, that is available only 0.3%, as we have studied previously. Okay, so only 0.3% of the earth, of the water, total water, we are using only 0.3 out of 100 parts. Okay, and oxygen is also only 21% in the air which we are using. Understood? So like that, we are using a very small part of these natural resources, land, water and air. Then even in these small proportions, the resources shown in the above table are sufficient for all living things. So though there is a very small proportion that is sufficient for all living beings, only it is very necessary to man to control his greed. Okay, so we should not be greedy. We should use these resources with thrift. In other words, he must use these resources judiciously with the awareness that they are meant for all other living things and not just for mankind. So we should use these resources judiciously, prudently, and we should not waste them. Okay, and we should be aware that they are not only for us but they are all for other plant and animals also. So we should not waste these resources. Then there is a information regarding this IMD or Indian Meteorological Department. So Indian Meteorological Department was established in 1875 for studying the weather in Indian subcontinent. The main function of this institute is to observe the weather and to make weather forecasts. This institute also conduct research related to change in weather, make forecast about rain and studies and development related to global warming. So this is meteorological department. In Marathi we called it as a Havaman Vibhag. So every day they forecast the regarding the weather, means temperature, if there are cloudy weather or rainfall is there, so that is forecast previously. They take the pictures with the help of they take the picture of earth, and with the help of that they can forecast. Okay, so every day they forecast this regarding the weather. In our Pune near Shimla office it is there. Okay, then you should read this what we have learned. Then question and answers are there. Okay, so let us see. First one, the layer of ozone gas absorb dash rays that come from sun to earth. So as you know that which ultraviolet rays. Then second one, of the total water available on the earth, fresh water forms only 0.3. Then both dash and dash constituent are present in the soil. So biotic and abiotic. Biotic means living being, abiotic means non-living being. Okay, then questions are there. The ozone layer is a protective shell because it absorbs the ultraviolet rays of the sun, which are very harmful to living beings, and disease like skin cancer is due to these ultraviolet rays. So ozone layer absorb these ultraviolet rays of the sun, and all living beings on earth get protected from these ultraviolet rays of the sun. Then water is life. Why water is life? Water is needed for various reasons, like for drinking, cooking, to grow plant. If water is not there, no living being can live. Okay, so you have to write that why water is said to be life. Then sea water is useful even though it is not potable. Potable means which we cannot drink or which we cannot use for other purposes. Means we cannot use sea water for drinking, washing, cooking, or it cannot be used for agriculture, for growing plant, and it is also not useful for industry. So though it is not useful for these purposes, still it is useful. Why it is so? Because from the sea water, water vapors are formed, and then they go to clouds are formed from these water vapors, and then from clouds raining is there. So for the water cycle which we have studied, this is water is very important, therefore it is useful. Understood? Then what will happen if microbes in soil get destroyed? So as we have studied why microbes are useful, microbes decompose dead plant and animals and make humus, which is again used by plants to make the food. Okay, so if microbes are not there, dead plant and animals will not decompose. Understood? Then the number of vehicles and factories in your surrounding increase, so it will increase the air pollution, which will affect badly our health. And see, the total supply of potable water is finished. So if potable means which we can drink or which we can use. So if it is finished, we will not get water for our daily uses like drinking, cooking, washing, cleaning. Okay, like that you have to write. Okay, then match the following. Carbon dioxide, it is useful for plants and food production, that is for photosynthesis. Then oxygen, what is the use? Combustion, that is burning. Okay, then water vapor, the water vapors will convert into rain. And microbes, generation of soil, means microbes are responsible for forming soil or humus, therefore it will match with a, generation of soil. Understood? So like this you have to write. Then name the following constituent of biosphere, that we have studied in the first part. Biotic constituent of soil: worms, insects, microbes. Then fossil fuel: diesel, petrol, coal. Inert gases in air, that is in your textbook first page. Then gases that are harmful: chlorofluorocarbons, that you have to write. Okay, it is in your textbook, find it. Then true or false: land and soil are same thing. True. The water in the lake is called as groundwater. False. Groundwater means water which is present under the ground. Okay, then see, it takes about 1000 years to form a 25 centimeter thick layer of soil. False. So in 1000 year only how much layer is formed? 2.5 centimeter. So it is a wrong statement. And deer and dun is used to, so here is a correction, is used in decorative lights, so it is a false. Neon is used in decorative lights. Okay, so like this you have to write. Then answer in your own words. Explain with the help of diagram how soil is formed, that we have written in the last session. Then why there is a shortage of water even though it occupies about 71% of earth's surface. So though there is a 71% of water, only 0.3% water is potable, means which we can use. Then due to increasing population, more and more water is needed. Then for third point, water is also needed for agriculture. So as population is increasing, more and more food is needed. So for agriculture also more water is needed. Then fourth point, due to increasing industrialization, more and more amount of water is needed. Okay, so like this, due to all these reasons, the amount of water which we can use is very less, and that's why there is a shortage of water. Then what are the various constituents of air? Write their uses, that you have written. Which are the various gases, that you have to write. Then there are dust particles, water vapors are also present. Then why are air, water and land are considered to be valuable natural resources. So we know the importance of air, we know the importance of water, and we know importance of land. Okay, so all these are very important for all living beings, and that's why they are valuable, means important natural resources. Okay, so like this you have to write the answers. If there is any doubt you should ask me. Okay, thank you.